Nestled within the rugged mountains of the Levant, a small yet resilient religious community has endured for over a millennium. Known as the Druze, this esoteric sect has survived centuries of conflict, isolation, and persecution, while preserving a complex spiritual tradition that remains a mystery to many outsiders. This documentary delves into the origins, beliefs, practices, and modern existence of the Druze faith, a religion that defies simple categorization and resists outside scrutiny. The Druze faith, also referred to as the Muwahhidun or Unitarians, emerged in the early 11th century in the Middle East during the reign of the 6th Fatimid Caliph, Al-Hakim bi-Amr Allah. The Fatimid Caliphate, based in Egypt, was a Shia Islamic dynasty known for its openness to diverse theological ideas. In the year 1017 CE, a group of philosophers and theologians in Cairo began spreading a new religious doctrine. Central among them was Hamza ibn Ali, a Persian scholar who declared Al-Hakim to be a divine manifestation. This radical doctrine was soon formalized into what would become the Druze religion. The faith was named after Muhammad al-Darazi, one of the early preachers, although his extremist views led to his excommunication by Hamza. Nevertheless, the name Druze stuck. Because of its divergence from mainstream Islam, particularly its declaration of Al-Hakim as a divine figure, the faith was considered heretical by both Sunni and Shia Muslims. This led to intense persecution. The Druze community went into hiding, settling in the mountainous regions of Lebanon, Syria, and northern Israel, where they could preserve their beliefs in secrecy. The Druze religion is monotheistic, based on a belief in one eternal and indivisible God. However, the Druze interpretation of divinity is deeply philosophical, drawing from Platonism, Gnosticism, Neoplatonism, and Islamic Ismaili thought. At the heart of Druze theology is the belief in the unity of God, Tawhid, and the cyclical manifestation of divine wisdom through avatars or guides across human history. Al-Hakim is believed to be the most recent of these manifestations. The Druze scriptures are contained in a collection of texts known as the Epistles of Wisdom, Rasail al-Hikmah. These writings are deeply allegorical, philosophical, and reserved only for the initiated within the community. The Druze do not practice the 5 pillars of Islam. They do not fast during Ramadan, nor do they make pilgrimage to Mecca. Instead, their focus is on inner purity, spiritual evolution, and ethical conduct. Key tenets of the faith include truthfulness, sidq, fellowship, rida, abandonment of all former religions, tark al-majab, purity and unity of God, tawhid, contentment with God's will, taslim, knowledge through spiritual mentors, hudud. The Druze believe in reincarnation, that the soul is reborn immediately after death into a new body. This cycle continues until the soul achieves unity with the divine. There is no concept of hell or heaven in the traditional sense. Rather, spiritual reward or punishment is realized through successive incarnations. The Druze faith is closed. Conversion into or out of the religion is not permitted. This policy, known as hikmah, wisdom or discretion, is designed to protect the community from persecution and to preserve the purity of its beliefs. The community is divided into 2 main groups: the Uqqal, the wise, the religious elite who have access to the Druze scriptures and participate in spiritual study and leadership, the Juhhal, the ignorant, the uninitiated majority who live secular lives but support and revere the teachings. Children are not automatically initiated. A Druze must make a personal commitment in adulthood to become Uqqal. Once initiated, they must live by strict ethical standards, including abstinence from alcohol, tobacco, and immorality. This structure has allowed the Druze to maintain their secrecy and cohesion, especially during times of external threat. Despite their small numbers, around 1 million globally, the Druze have had a significant impact on the politics and culture of the Middle East. The Druze are known for their strong sense of community, loyalty, and military prowess. Historically, they formed militias to protect their villages and were respected for their bravery. They played key roles during the Ottoman period, the French Mandate, and in the modern armies of Lebanon and Israel. In Lebanon, the Druze are officially recognized as one of the 18 religious sects and are politically influential. Leaders like Kamal Jumblat and his son Walid Jumblat have been central figures in Lebanese politics. In Israel, Druze citizens serve in the military and participate actively in civil society. In Syria, the Druze have maintained semi-autonomy in their traditional stronghold of Jabal al-Druze, Mountain of the Druze, particularly during the French Mandate and the Syrian Civil War. Socially, the Druze are highly endogamous, preferring marriage within their own community. Intermarriage with non-Druze is almost unheard of and usually leads to social exclusion. Education and service are emphasized. Druze communities tend to be well educated, and many serve in public administration, academia, and the military. The Druze symbol is a five-colored star, each color representing a principle of their spiritual doctrine. Green, the universal mind, AQL. Red, the soul, nafs. Yellow, the word or cause, kalima. Blue, the precedent, sabq. White, the immanence, tali. These elements reflect a cosmological hierarchy and are derived from Neoplatonic thought, representing emanations from the divine source. Druze do not have mosques, but instead gather in kalwas, modest religious meeting houses where the Uqqal meet for prayer and study. Key religious and historical sites include the tomb of Jethro, Nabi Shu'aib, near Tiberias in Israel, Khalwat al-Bayada in Lebanon, considered the main Druze spiritual center, tombs of Al-Hakim and Hamza ibn Ali. Though their exact locations remain unknown, these sacred places are sites of pilgrimage and spiritual gatherings, though they are not mandatory as in Islam. In the modern world, the Druze community faces numerous challenges. Political instability in Syria and Lebanon has threatened traditional villages and historic centers. In Syria, Druze areas have been caught in the crossfire of the civil war. Many Druze have fought to defend their territory, particularly in the Suwaida region. In Lebanon, Druze political factions continue to navigate the country's fragile sectarian balance, often aligning with or against powerful blocs, depending on circumstances. In Israel, while the Druze enjoy many civil rights, some younger members have questioned the community's support for the state amid broader debates about national identity and minority rights. The Druze diaspora, spread across South America, the United States, Canada, and Australia, has also presented a new challenge: how to preserve religious identity in secular or pluralistic societies. Though communities abroad remain tight-knit, the transmission of secret religious knowledge across generations has proven difficult. Efforts to modernize Druze education and religious outreach, including digital archives and community centers, are being explored, but always with an emphasis on secrecy and internal control. The Druze religion is a paradox, deeply spiritual yet secretive, philosophically rich yet socially exclusive, historically rooted yet constantly adapting. Their survival over centuries, despite being a tiny minority in volatile regions, is a testament to their resilience and unity. In a world increasingly connected and transparent, the Druze continue to maintain a tradition of discretion, wisdom, and mystery. Their faith remains largely impenetrable to outsiders, not due to exclusion, but to protect a way of life that has endured against overwhelming odds. As modernity presses in from all sides, the Druze walk a delicate line between the mountains of their past and the uncertain valleys of the future, keeping alive a unique spiritual legacy written not in public scriptures, but in the hearts of the faithful.